A few weeks ago, the Daily Mail published an article about how with
Please go watch his video in its entirety so you can understand the dilemma there. I've talked about this a couple times, and I have a few more videos I plan on doing about streaming and the current state of media as it is. And we're not talking news. We're talking movies, TV shows, and music. Absolutely on to his point, buy physical media when you can. And I'm going to reiterate a point I made in an earlier video I did, but buy physical media when you can. I'm going to give you a caveat, and I'm going to keep saying this until people start asking questions or understand it. DVDs are not the best platform right now. DVDs have a shelf life. It's supposed to be 25 to 50 years, but I've already seen DVDs getting disc rot. Disc rot is where the actual DVD breaks down and becomes unplayable. Blu-rays are a better option if you can get them. They have a much longer shelf life. The plastic is a higher quality. When DVDs were produced, they used the cheapest plastic they could do, and they used the cheapest layer to actually encode the media to at the time. So if you can get Blu-rays, please do. Also, please buy your media used. Do not be feeding some of this content into these studios that are not going to support it. If you want to buy it through the studio, do so, but I understand, or I should say, please understand that by doing so, you may just be buying old stock they're trying to get rid of. It. They have no interest in supporting. That's kind of where the only point I disagree with this guy on there is that even if you buy media from them, they're not going to see that. This is being done on purpose. Media companies are getting rid of physical media to force you into a streaming platform, so you have no option but to go to them. And they will incentivize you going to streaming platforms by removing content. As I talked about earlier, here's the point I'm going to loop back into. TV shows are becoming non-existent to buy. I think you could buy the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things at Target at one point on Blu-ray and DVD. But if you have those, this is a fun thing for you to do. This is going to cause some Mandela effect for some people later on. What you have on disc will differ from what was released on Netflix. They have said, and said this publicly, you can go look it up, they edited scenes in the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things. What's on disc will differ from what's on the streaming platform. This has also happened with other shows like 13 Reasons Why. If you have a physical copy of 13 Reasons Why, the show will differ on what you have on physical media from what was on streaming or what's on streaming because they edited the content. We need to preserve TV shows. We're going to be losing a lot. If you didn't know, prior, TV shows from the 80s and 90s went missing. A lot of them did, or they're not available in HD. Why? Because they recorded them on essentially a VHS tape, which does not transfer. Some of those tapes were recorded over or just done away with, trashed. So those shows don't exist anymore. If you're wondering why your favorite 80s or 90s show isn't available, that's why. Prior to that, they used to film on actual film, which you can actually extract film and get it into an HD format. With the way they did a lot of 80s, 90s shows, sitcoms especially, they did not always have that option. Some shows they've done their best with, but they're still only in like a 480p. So please buy physical media when you can. Visit your thrift shops. If that's too expensive, find a reseller. Please try to buy physical media to preserve that content. If all you can get is DVDs right now, please do so you have that. But even I'm starting to build back up a physical library because I'm tired of going to stream something and it's just not available. And for the yo-ho crowd out there, I understand why you're doing it. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying I have to be careful with that because it still has some implications. And I know a lot of you want to help family members with this, maybe giving them digital media, but you can put them at risk. So please be careful with that. Again, I will have other videos on this. I don't want to make these too long. I want them to be kind of short shots about this content. But yes, please support physical media. Again, I'll be talking more on these in the next few videos.